Customer service is really important here at South Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive. We have probably somewhere about 100 million journeys made a year in the region. As a result, we've got to make sure that we put the right services in place, we give people access to the right services and information to get them where they need to be. Our role in that is making sure that all the operators do what they need to do, make sure that services run on time, if there's delays or if there's information that around changes to services, that customers get that as well in a timely manner. So, all of those things here at South Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive are critical to what we do. We're actively working on a new version of the customer charter here at the Transport Executive. What we want to do is to launch that later this year. What it will do is give customers much greater clarity around what information they can access, how they can make a complaint, what they can expect in terms of how quickly their complaint is responded to, and also what they can do if they're not happy with that complaint response and how it can be escalated. So all of those things I'm really looking forward to getting out later this year and getting customers aware of it so we can improve the service to them. So here at South Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive, we get an awful lot of feedback from customers, some good, some bad. We also get a lot of feedback just more generally from customers and user groups about what they want from us as an organisation and more general around the provision of service. Customers were telling us that when they got to 16, 17, 18, public transport was really important to them. So we worked actively with the local youth cabinets and with stakeholders and developed this principle of a 16 to 18 travel pass, which is open to everybody. So it's been fantastically successful for the last 12 months. We've already seen more applications this year than last year, which is great news as well. So that's in itself a really good example of where we've listened to customers and put something in place in response. We also actively listen to a lot of user groups and a lot of local stakeholders. A really good example of something we've done recently, we've put a temporary bus station at Forge Island on the site whilst we're doing some refurbishment works at the main interchange. What we wanted to make sure is that it was usable and accessible, in particular for partially sighted and blind users. So with that group, we took them on site before the interchange was opened. We made changes to the layout. We've put some strips on the floor so they can see where the entrances to the shelters are. And made quite a few changes in relation to kind of that direct feedback. So again, we've got some really obvious and good examples of where we work with local groups to help them out really. So we spend a lot of time talking to local councillors, dealing with MPs and politicians, and ensuring that their voices are heard and their constituents' voices are heard as well. So if there are concerns they have about a particular part of the network on the buses, or they've got issues with accessibility to things like healthcare or social needs, then absolutely we look to try and help and support those councillors' expectations really, and that's the service that we should be providing. So it's absolutely central to what we do. The initiative I'm really proud of at the moment is journey assistance cards. So these are simple cards for users and customers who have less visible impairment, so either maybe a hearing or a visual impairment. And what it does is allow them to make sure that drivers are aware of the impairments or the issues that they might have, and give them the confidence to get out there and use the public transport network, which is fantastic for them to access. I'm really looking forward to more people using them.